Hello and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we're pleased to bring you another A Link to the Past Randomizer Crosskeys Tournament match. The tournament's coming to a close in the very near future. It is Losers Bracket Round 8, Game 3 for zelgadissan versus tstew. So it's very hype. And I am joined today on commentary by Days Cloud and Clear Mouse. How are you both doing today?
Doing really good there, Nori. Been looking forward to seeing this game 3, finding out which one of these runners is gonna make it on to almost just one step before before we can send them back up to the grand finals here. So it's gonna be a whole lot of fun.
Sorry, I'm just going to mute myself and talk to the runners, and we will get this going. So thank you very much.
Yeah, so I very much share your sentiments here, Days Cloud. I cannot wait to see this match going. And I believe the winner actually of this match, this is actually the last match that can be scheduled. The winner of this is going to face Lynn in the losers finals, I think. And then the winner of that is going to go face Andy in the winners finals. So yeah, I mean, this tournament is really wrapping up seemingly so quickly.
Yeah, it's going to be great here. Like you said, we got the winner of this match goes on to play Lin there, and then winner of that one goes on to play Violet Pumpkin to see who was going to make the the grand finals there. Like you mentioned the other day, Andy is sitting there waiting for the winner of the losers bracket to make it out, and it's going to be a great time. So there's still a lot of cross keys left here. We're down to our last couple of seconds before we send these runners off.
Yeah, not only is it going to be a lot of cross keys, it's a lot of really good cross keys. Holy cow, did we just see dual rods here?
Yeah, that's Fire Rod in Sanctuary, Ice Rod in...
Link's house, yeah. Alright, these guys are all ready for Trinex. We're just gonna, need a couple of swords.
Well...
and a couple other things maybe here and there, but the important part is we got wood rods.
Yeah, we're gonna need a little bit of magic here, I think.
Resources. I mean, these guys, just to set them up, they've had so much cross keys experience. I'm sure they can manage something.
Oh yeah, they'll figure something out for sure here. As looks like Zelga's gonna go over to the witch's hut there, find the smiths, as Misery Meyer is sitting in the back of the Lost Woods today.
I was so excited to see both rods that I didn't even notice when Zelda ended up fake flipping over to the witch's hut. I mean, he's just that fast and good.
Oh, we're gonna start off with a big key to Ice Palace. They're sitting there at the mushroom spot over for Tstew, and looks like at the useless fairy drop down, it is the useless fairy, so that's Vanilla. Ganon's gonna be hiding in the Lost Woods, as we just have to yell out what we see here pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, they're quite. So normally, we see divergent paths. Sometimes, it's we get a lot of useless things very quickly. But I mean, no, we're finding lots of very notable spots and items to kind of track down.
Yeah, and there's Hyrule Castle right there for on Tstew's side, though, in just the hut north of the Lost Woods there, the Fortune Teller's hut. So yeah, this is kind of crazy. This is a quick early blast of a 2 minutes as Tstew's making his way into Kakariko. Zelda getting a nice full magic drop there from the guards. He's going to be very happy about that because he can now, actually do something with that ice rod.
Oh, so we also have a vanilla uncle today.
We're going to go vanilla well too. Here, let's see. What do you got there, Tstew?
I think I saw a small key to GT on Zelda's side from the uncle, and we have another small key to Pod. Okay.
All right.
And I believe, and Zelda also found the big key to Ice. Is that right?
Yep, you found Tstew found the big key to Ice there, sitting at the mushroom spot. Zelda will find the big key, and Tstew's also found the big key to Ice Palace there in the left side Snitch's hut.
Sorry, Palace of Darkness, or is that Ice Palace? Maybe my eyes are playing tricks on myself.
It was a dark palace there, so yeah, it's the Palace of Darkness there. All right, well that's looked like just another map there, as Zelda found that the old man there are second or third basically starting point. It's not really gonna be helpful today. Is you're gonna start either in the very center of Hyrule Castle, or you're gonna be starting locked behind the hammer-pegged house in the Village of Outcasts. So yeah, not great.
Oh, tstew, unfortunately finding the wrong end of Spectacle Rock, but does give us some more knowledge that once he finds the right entrance, he can pick up his first sword.
Very true there, very true.
Of course, if he picks up the boots, it doesn't really matter which exit he finds, assuming he knows how to hover, of course. Which may or actually may not be a correct assumption.
To be honest, I don't think either of these guys know how to hover. So that's going to be, if you're going to say that maybe the one trick that they don't have in their bag of tricks there, that would be it. But as we get the well there locked at the Magic Bat entrance, so we're going to need a hammer to get all of the goods there. tstew, finding the back of Desert Palace, going to go ahead and steal a key and just kind of hold that for later.
Certainly something very common here for Crosskeys runners. You never know where you're going to find that Desert Palace small key, and just like actually in Game 1 of Zelda versus tstew, Desert Palace small key was in the Desert Palace big chest.
Right, and we see what have we done here? We've calmed all three of these matchups here. The first game between Zelda and tstew, Zelda ended up taking that there. Just because of what you mentioned, the Desert Palace small key being in the Desert Palace, in the Desert Palace big chest, which led to, I forget, it was the cane, I believe is what it led to.
Yeah, it was the cane of Samaria, that's right, on Desert Right.
Right, so that there was that, and then game 2, it was tstew winning at that one, as he finally finds some bombs here in Kakariko after looking for forever. Luckily, I don't think he really needed. He's missed the bombable hut in the southwest side there. He might go back for it in just a sec, though. Game 2 was tstew finding the cane and turning that into his advantage there. I think the cane unlocked pretty much the entire seed for him. Oh, the great Super Bunny indecision there on tstew's side.
Alright, yeah. Meanwhile, Zelda here is going to give us a check on the bombable hut that tstew was not able to do, and finding Thieves Town. So free 4th chest here for Zelda.
Yeah, and no, that's an early find right there. There's a mirror for Zelda behind the bombable hut there in Thieves Town. So you're going to hope that tstew comes back here real soon as you find a big key to the Tower of Hera in the second chest here.
Yeah, I was actually just going to say, Zelda, finding Thieves Town pretty early. He only has also 4 hearts and green mail, so I was going to say that he could death warp out here very quickly, but with that mirror pickup, he doesn't need to anymore.
Yeah, that's going to make life just a lot easier, as it looks like tstew is going to get spit out here over in the Eastern Palace area. He'll be... This is kind of a nice place to get to.
Oh my gosh, Zelda! Thieves Town here is just loaded with the fronts. Zelda finds the boots. What, 7 minutes into the seed?
Yeah, that's a bit of an advantage.
Now, granted, early boost without a sword is, as Zelda, glimpses his treasure from afar. As you probably mentioned, that, and a further indication that he chooses not to hover here. Is dashing without boots is not as dashing without a sword is not always that pleasant. So hopefully Zelda is certainly wanting to find that sword soon.
On T-Stew's side, we found a connector there through, it looked like through Sasha Ralla's hut up to the top of Dark Death Mountain here. This opens up the entire mountain to T-Stew. Once he gets back to the Thieves' Town and he can get that mirror, this entire area would be completely open to him. Instead, he's just going to be able to check a couple of entrances here, see if there's something that he'll want to come back to for later. That's something he'll want to come back to for later.
Unfortunately, tstew forgetting that he is only in regular bunny form and not, unfortunately, super bunny form. This will be a definite difference for when Zelda finds his way, as you said. With that mirror, not only can he check both Light World and Dark World, he can, with that, for both of them being pearlless, he can do some bunny shenanigans and enter Super Bunny state with that mirror, and then check that chest. I think he can also pull the switch. Is that correct?
Yeah, you can pretty much do everything when it comes to the dam in your bunny state there, provided you Super Bunny into the cave there with your mirror. Or there are other ways that you can activate the Super Bunny state, but on Dark Death Mountain you have to use the mirror because there's just no enemies to knock you into the doorway.
This game is very well programmed. Lots of features and surprises.
That's the thing. I mean, it's basically 30 years old at this point, and people are still finding new and interesting things about it. That's kind of the crazy. That's the kind of the crazy thing about it at this point. Is just when we think that we've got every trick in the game known and completed, completable for everyone, people find something else. I found the other day people were talking about there's a new fake flipper setup for Swamp. It's just incredibly slow and and terrible, it looked like. So
I do remember seeing that, but I mean, despite it being slow and terrible, but as you said, it's something that's new and thought it was not possible from before.
Okay, Tstew taking his time to set up his Houlihan room, and now Zelga with his boots and a couple of other things deciding, you know what, yeah, Desert Palace does make a little bit more sense. Just a compass there in the first chest, but we're gonna go take a look at the torch over on the other side.
Yeah, I don't actually remember when the last time Zelda saved and quit was, but he did steal that Desert Small Key, so I'm not sure if he, I guess, wants to save Summit quite yet.
Yeah, he wouldn't have saved and quit here for quite a long time. Tstew finding an 8 bomb drop there on one of the tree pools there. I'm not sure what tier that was there. I'm imagining it's tier 2, but that's a pretty good find there as he gets full bombs there. I think he was down to, I want to say, like 4 or 5.
Yeah, resources on tstew's side certainly hasn't been that friendly. Like, the game itself hasn't really given us, I think, that much. Zelda, as you see from his rupee counter, actually has spent a good amount of his 225 rupees already.
Yeah, well, I think Zelda was able to check the bottle vendor. The bottle vendor gave him a whole lot of nothing. As Tstew's going to find out the unfortunate information about where his other spawn points today are going to be, and going to be nothing of interest. Now, Zelda deciding not to check that connector quite yet here. That's kind of one of the big differences between a lot of runners here. Is a lot of runners will check their connectors early. A lot of runners will just kind of decide, you know what, I want to check all of the entrances in an area before I go back to a connector. And so you get a lot of difference in play, as that's Hotel Mario % complete over there on ZelgaDissan's side.
Okay, so we're just calling the game right now?
I mean, we can. I don't see why we have to keep playing this for the next 2 hours, but I mean, sure.
So also finding the bombable hut's contents, already having loaded up on resources with 10 bombs and 30 arrows. He does not need to farm anything else. Looks like he's gonna go back and follow that connector. Meanwhile, tstew looks like it's gonna probably go back and take the same connector. Unfortunately, it doesn't have boots, so this will be a little bit slower of a walk for him.
Yeah, this is where those early boots plus the early mirror is just gonna pay massive dividends for Zelda. Like, he got 2 of the big 5 early items there just out of having bombs before leaving Kakariko. It's kind of crazy. So he's just gonna start to pull. Oh my god!
Oh
there's
my
the glove on.
Jeez. Yeah.
Wow,
yeah,
that is.
Yeah,
awful.
that is. And it's also something I think that tstew wasn't able to check, right? Because he didn't have the mirror, and so he couldn't go back to the light worlds.
Yeah. No, that's just one thing. It's just one thing after another there that has just pulling Zelda, giving Zelda the advantage right now. So he's gonna find Tower of Hera here and gonna have to hit the switches in a kind of an annoying way there with either fire rod or bombs.
Yeah, a good thing he ended up getting a full magic drop. Oh, and he also oh my gosh, and he finds the bow! Holy cow, Zelda! I mean, this is an immediate set of progression so fast. So he can, I guess, get a couple more chests up here. Unfortunately, it still does not have unfortunately for Zelda, can't believe his luck has not given him a permanent weapon to end up killing Moldorm for. But you know, finding this much progression this soon is quite the package for Zelda.
So here's the good news for tstew. He's heading back to Kakariko, and I imagine pretty much the reason that he's heading back to Kakariko is, hey, what's in this one bombable hut down here? I wasn't able to check it, and pretty soon he's going to realize, crap.
Yeah.
he's gonna be coming through here, just hoping that Zelda came through here with no bombs as well. As he picks up his mirror, and Zelga's going to give us the full look at what's in the Tower of Hera big chest up here as well. And then he'll be mirroring out unless he pulls some sort of a weapon out of here.
Okay, well, that is a very useful big key. I believe Zelda has found the backup desert. Or if he hasn't, he will find it very soon.
He must have there, because I want to say it was just sitting there in the
oh yes, that's right,
north of Kakariko or something there. So yeah,
he definitely found it because we were just talking about him potentially safe scumming that desert small key. So yes, he absolutely found it.
All right, so we're back on equal footing on both sides here as tstew picks up his stuff, takes one extra beat in the doorway there to just kind of go, man, really? But he should know exactly where to go at this right now. He's going to start by going off to he's going to check this one connector here first. This I kind of understand. As Elga's finding the top entrance to Paradox Cave, or the middle entrance to Paradox Cave, and then the bottom entrance to Paradox Cave. It grabs a sword out of it, so he's going to be kind of happy there.
Yeah, the game is officially or unofficially playable now. He has a sword and boots. He can dash to his heart's desire.
And tstew can find the big key to Skull Woods there out of the graveyard ledge chests. So that connector that tstew found is actually really nice as well, because this is going to kind of work out in his favor, because I can't imagine he's going to put off going back to the Sasharala area there. As tstew's kind of that's one of those where you can go, oh, he's checking his tracker there because he's running into the corner.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, speaking of, looks like tstew has found Castle Tower. Meanwhile, Zelda actually in Paradox Cave, among his many finds, found the first small key to Castle Tower. So when he visits, in this case where tstew was just at, he can actually check 2 chests, assuming he knows how to get to the second chest in the dark, which I'm going to assume that he can.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine right there. All right, Ether Tablet's going to be nothing today. There's just 3 bombs, so no one's going to be stopping for that. As tstew's going to check the one other chest that he's got access, the one other entrance that he's got access to over on the east side here. And the bottom of Spiral Cave, so we're going to know where that spits out when the runners find it. Now, I'm going to kind of imagine tstew's will head the direction opposite of what I guessed. Okay.
Oh, okay. Whatever you were thinking, they're just going to do the exact opposite. No, sounds very normal for runners and commentators.
Yeah, we'll see exactly what he chooses to do here.
Yeah. And I assume this is Zelda rescuing the old man. That's what it looks like from his sword sparkles.
Oh yeah. He's on his way out right now with the old man. I didn't see exactly where that. Ooh, that's not the worst place to rescue the old man. It's a little bit awkward there with dodging the rocks, but gonna get through with no problem there. And get a compass. Alright, I guess we're gonna check a few connectors over here on tstew's side. I'm kind of hoping that he doesn't use the Desert Palace small key. He might save scum it here, just because we know at this point, we know that sorry, I'm getting confused, getting distracted for a second there. Because we know that the Desert Palace big key is so easily available to the runners there. We wouldn't want to do this. Oh, Zelga's going to try hovering. Yep, that worked about as well as I... He's going to do it again?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's got 3 hearts, so he can try at least 2 more times.
Okay, a little bit better that time. I think this is one of those things where I think Zelga's activating the is kind of give that a shot, but he's not it's one of those things where he's like, okay, I should probably learn how to do this, because a lot of top runners at some point decide that, you know what, I kind of do need to learn to hover, just because hovering's not essential, but it can significantly help. It basically, the biggest thing with hovering is at times, okay, tstew is going to check the right side here. The biggest thing with hovering is that it can help you be a little bit more efficient with your routing.
Looks like we're going to try and get some Death Revival on tstew's side, and Zelda has successfully entered Super Blue Badger state. She's pulling out the flute from, what looks like it was Pyramid Fairy Waterfall Fairy.
Yeah, that was Waterfall Fairy, and tstew on the other side here is he's gonna go ahead and jump into Desert Palace here and see if he can get anything interesting off of the right side here using that key. If he doesn't find anything, we're gonna hit a reset real fast. He's not gonna reset. He's okay. He's not resetting off of that map and compass. Okay, we're gonna check this entrance.
Yeah, and I actually thought that tstew had initially checked race game already, but maybe he just needs a refresher that it was at 20 rupees.
Finds. Okay, so yeah, I think. Oh boy, I'm. See, you're gonna need that small key, key to desert that tstew stole there. It's he's gonna want that to be able to beat and beat Desert Palace at some point. And yeah, he's just he's
yeah, looks like he's keeping it. So
yeah.
okay.
I'm very surprised. He went through the whole process of setting up the death warp, the save scum there, and then got a compass and a map and decided to keep it. I'm a little surprised by that.
I guess also perhaps he hasn't found the Desert Palace big key yet. So maybe he is thinking that the Desert Smell will actually turn up sooner rather than later, or at least he's hoping.
That's the thing though. Is like you don't want to have to forcibly add another item to the list of things you need to find.
No, I totally understand. But maybe that's something we can ask him about.
Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, it like you said, it might be a completely moot point, and we might find the small key to desert in this very next cave. Sure, fantastic. and then at that point, okay, yeah, tstew, you were right. I'm wrong. So.
Or maybe not the exact next cave, but maybe the cave after. Give or take.
I tried to call another one and it didn't quite work.
I know. Like you were so kind to Zelda last seed, right? With the sword and dig game. We just have to try harder now. All right, looks like we're gonna give it another law school try here for hovering on Zelda's side. Unfortunately, doesn't quite get it.
I mean, he's not going to be too unhappy about where this thing spits him out. As we get the green pendant information here that it's Desert Palace. Okay, so that's not bad for tstew then, because chances are you don't want to complete the pendants. So unless there's something on Sasharala or there's something on Lanmo here, no big deal. We're gonna be super bunnying into Sasharala here. Now wait a minute. Doesn't talking to Sasharala activate the Super Bunny state? I'm trying to remember.
I thought they changed it so bunnies can talk to people. Or so I know that bunnies can talk to people now. Whether or not that impacts Super Bunny state, I'm actually not sure about.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, Lynn there. Lynn is telling me, yeah, that it doesn't activate the Super Bunny state. So yeah, okay. It's one of those things there. Every once in a while, it's kind of hard to remember all of the little tricks into the game there. All right, Zelga is into the dark maze there in the Aga Tower climb here. He's going to make his way over, light the torch there, and get this last chest for just a heart container. So no advantage there for Zelga.
Certainly only have 5 hearts and now 6 is certainly not unwelcome to have a whole heart container to himself. Yeah, meanwhile, tstew here, is on green mail, 3 hearts, buddying around in the dark world, being chased by these guards and can't even dash away from him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure tstew would be like, you know what? Yeah, I take an extra heart right now. tstew, I might go back in there. Honestly, if I were him, but he's gonna be he's got that mirror, so that'll make things a bit convenient to get to do a bunch of extra checks here. It would be nice if he could end up back on the mountain at some point here, so he could get his at the very least get his sword and get his glove, because he's gonna end up, the longer that it takes for him to get back up to the floating island there, the more checks he's going to end up kind of orphaning underneath the rocks.
Yeah, and also the fact that he's in South Shore now with the dam not drained, right? Is because he was there he found it up in Dark Death Mountain, and he didn't have the mirror, so he couldn't sequence break. I believe Zelda has that option.
And Zelga's going to go ahead and he's going to see what the top entrance of Paradox Cave was, as he gets spit out in the just south of the pod area. Gonna do some super fun bird dodging here.
That bird will kill him, and this bird as well will also kill him on 4 hearts.
I think they take 3 hearts of damage, but I'm not all I know is that on green mail, so like in inverted there, those things will kill you in basically 1 hit at the beginning of the game, which makes that fun sign throw 50-50 thing there just the best when the sign decides, no, I'm not going to hit him and he's going to kill you now. Time to restart.
That sounds like another good reason to not play inverted.
Inverted's fun. TM asterisk. Anyway, into the bonk rocks for both of these guys here. tstew, this is gonna be a blast.
I see what you did there, Days Cloud.
The moment I said that, I went for it. That's not what I meant to say, but yeah, it works.
tstew was just complimenting your commentary style with a play on some ball at the same time. What happened here?
Oh, he just he got that last dash there. He got that last dash through the past the last Moldorm without getting hit. It was just kind of a nice, lucky sort of thing, but it was pretty good there. Okay, this has got to be back to the mountain on tstew's side, I think.
All right. Looks like meanwhile Zelda is going to take his fire rod, and big desert palace big, and he's going to clear we know that this is a crystal. It's a 5/6 crystal perhaps.
We know this is the green pendant actually.
Oh, you're right. We found that out from tstew's side. Okay. Oh, but Zelda does not know that, so I think he's certainly hoping for crystal drop, but I guess we know as commentators that it's going to be a pendant.
Right. So this is going to make it so that if Zelda finds himself bunny walking through the dark world there, he's going to actually be able to activate the Super Bunny glitch with the by handing in the green pendant over to Sasharala there. So tstew will be very happy that he's picked up the gloves there as Zelda pulls down a bottle and his green pendant. Bottle number 1 for Zelda, so not a bad thing.
Yeah, and no sick kid has been found so far, correct?
Nope, no sick kid has been found, so that's one more way that the chain could go in Zelda's favor here in a second, if that's what the game so decides.
Alright, tstew kind of having the same luck, quote unquote, or resources as Zelda when he also went through this room. Didn't have any permanent weapon, so he's going to attempt to kill these hard hats with a bow and not succeed, but also going to try and clear this room with eels from pots and then take a couple more chests out.
Okay, now is the Desert Big Key actually going to be a big deal today? Nope, that's just 10 arrows. Okay, so no repeat of Game 1 here over for tstew so far. As Zelda goes ahead and finds that the left entrance of desert there is King's Tomb. Luckily, he's got the boots, so he didn't get himself locked out. As tstew goes ahead and sets up his I thought he had set up a death ward, but unfortunately, it looks like he just took a death there. So he's going to be climbing Hera without the weapons again. It looks like having just buckets of fun here with those blue hard hat beetles there. Ugh.
Success for tstew. He's going to be able to claim his prizes up top from Hera.
Whereas Zelga's about to get his fairly underwhelming prizes for Laser Bridge here. tstew, I really would. Ooh, wow. Okay, yeah, that works. Okay, that's a risky jump to try when you don't have a sword. You've got to get that thing pretty exact there. Now he was using the bonk strategies, which kind of raises the amount of pixels that you can actually hit that jump at. You go from a 2 pixel wide jump to a 6 pixel wide jump, so kind of a smart little strategy on his side. He's going to also use his mirror just on the other side of the peg, so now he doesn't really need to worry about dying so much unless these dead rocks are, not good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just looking at the difference in health between tstew and Zelda here, is Zelda having 100% more health than tstew has currently? He's fighting for his life when he had one heart and he was going up against those dead rocks.
Okay, so now tstew's finally got his sword, and he'll be able to kind of just get through most of these Moldorms here. Zelga's got a piece of heart. So okay, so using that small key to desert there is not gonna end up hurting tstew at all, as Zelga was able to get the Super Bunny there on his first attempt at it. See if he's got it again. Oh, nope, he's gonna have to try it one more time. Unfortunately, when you bonk, you lose your Super Bunny state. So he actually has the Super Bunny in here twice, and he's got it here on the second time. His second time, it's gonna be able to raid the back and get, well, hearts.
Certainly not unwelcome, but could be more. But certainly is maybe a little bit underwhelming. But really, I actually just learned the other day that you can apparently lose your Super Bunny status. I always thought that you would keep it once you got it. No, that is not the case.
Oh yeah, no, you can get knocked out of the Super Bunny state in any number of ways, and it's typically is something that you get really sad about happening. Now, hopefully on tstew's side, sometime soon, he finds another heart. Okay, well, I guess that works, as he has to go and buys a single heart there from the shop here, because every one of these cabbages on Death Mountain takes off a full heart. So I'm kind of waiting for tstew to get to something like, I don't know, just get to like 4 or 5, and everybody will feel a heck of a lot better there.
Yeah, I'm actually just trying to think back to where tstew or where Zelda ended up getting such the heart differential. I mean, eventually tstew has to get some of this, right?
Yeah, you're asking the same question there. I'm kind of wondering myself, how is it that tstew only has 3 hearts, even though he's done so many of the same checks as Zelga did? All right, this is going to be the kind of nerve-wracking time here for him. All right, that dead rock staying just north of him, because if that dead rock parks on top of you, you are very dead.
All right, tstew actually, I don't know if it was actually he knew the game knowledge, or maybe he was just hoping, but there is indeed a heart that you can take underneath the right pot. I refilled a third of his whole health.
And tstew's found himself. Okay, I don't know if that's what he wanted. I'm pretty sure that's not what he wanted to have happen there, because he took that connector, I think, before he had checked all of the entrances up there on Death Mountain. So he's probably going to be really unhappy about this. I don't think there was anything over here of interest.
I believe Zelda found Hype Cave up here, but unfortunately, the contents of Hype Cave did not live up to its namesake.
The contents of Hype Cave were exactly what you would think they would be.
Alright, that's actually probably a fair statement here.
Okay, so but this is where
yes.
is where the hearts were. Okay, so in that case for tstew, this is actually a good thing.
Alright, he's up to 4 whole hearts, ballooning his existing maximum health capacity.
Okay, so I think while we were watching tstew dodge things up here, Zelga somewhere found the small key to Desert Palace, ran back over to get his incredibly useless rewards from it, and now he's going to take that flute and he's going to just start pinging all over the darn place, it looks like.
Thank you to our veteran tracker, and Eagle Eye Oddwalls has informed us that Zelda actually safe scummed the Desert Palace land mode clear. So he cleared, he beat land mode, turned in the green pendant, saw it was nothing, didn't care to keep the rest of it, and reset, and then wanted to check Desert Right with that small key.
Oh, you're right.
Wow.
That was a huge save scum there. Okay, I was wondering, like, because it did look at one point, I thought I saw Zelga like reset, but I didn't. I was just thinking, maybe I just missed the save and quit or something because I wasn't looking. But yeah, that's what he did. Might be the longest. I mean, to be in his defense, he didn't get anything good from that entire thing. So,
yeah, we're back down to 6 hearts now for Zelda. Not that he probably really needs that many hearts, but yeah, like it's quite the health loss for him.
That is the one thing. Yeah, you're bringing Malachris there in chat bringing up a good point. Zelda did lose the bottle, so I mean, not likely that will bite him, but he did lose that.
I mean, it's certainly, not unreasonable to hope that you will find one of the other 3 bottles just kind of laying around before you end up, either before or after you find Sick Kid.
And that's kind of the thing with this. You never really know. Chances are he's going to be completely all right, but there is the possibility that he could be giving an opening to tstew there. I guess we'll have to see, as tstew's made his way back up to the mountain here after having that misadventure in with connectors, as finds himself the very front of Hookshot Cave. So he'll get his, I forget what this is, 300 rupees here out of the chest. And Zelga's finding the good entrance to Spectacle Rock, where he knows that there's a sword at the top, so he's grabbing his Master Sword.
That should gain him entry into the vanilla entry of Castle Tower. I believe neither one here checked it when they were up there, just because they didn't have the cape or they didn't have a second sword.
Yeah, and that's one of those really awkward places to try to get back to, because it's like, I've already checked 2 of them. Do I really need to go over there and check that single one? There's a pretty good chance that's going to stay orphaned for a considerable chunk of time, I'm guessing. Alright, tstew is going to have to try to Super Bunny his way into this entrance as well. This one's not an easiest. It's not the easiest entrance to get into. He gets his big bomb information at least.
Looks like Zelda is, I believe this is our first kind of venture over to the Desert Palace area.
tstew was over here, but I don't know if he opened the Desert Palace entrance here.
So they found the book in Paradox Cave, so my guess is that they hadn't had the book by this point, or like that early.
Yeah, so this is the chicken house. So yeah, 100%. Tstew was able to get the Super Bunny thing, so he's going to get his flute as well. So I guess that ties up our runners on items, really, pretty much at this point.
Yeah, all is kind of just a matter of time now before Tstew goes back to Kakariko and activates that flute. So far, it kind of does feel like Tstew is kind of following in Zelga's footsteps. However, Zelda did end up safe coming and entire Desert Palace away. So just in terms of actual like raw progress, they're probably actually about even.
Yeah, the knowledge difference on Zelga's side is the key
true.
here. Mm-hmm. He knows that Desert Palace is basically worthless. Now, if you're on Tstew's side, what you're kind of hoping here is that this turns into a pedestal seed. Because if this turns into a pedestal seed, Zelga just threw away a dungeon clear for basically nothing.
How can I forget the existence of pedestal seeds? Am I even allowed to be a commentator at this point?
I mean, the only reason I'm bringing that up is just because Crosskeys occasionally loves to. There's the list of things that you can stick on the pedestal to force it a bit longer. So if we're in that case, if that's the case today, then that's when Zelga's little play there turns out to not have been exactly what he wanted to do.
What's that permanent weapon? He is going to dance with Moldorm.
Hey, everybody, congratulations. Tstew has picked up heart number 5. Give him a round of applause, please. At 45 minutes in, he's got heart number 5.
Yeah, had to, sequence break that heart container, in the dark in order to get it to.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the way that it works there. You play Crosskeys, at some point you have to, sometimes you're just going to get a crazy amount of health and everything's fine and it's really not a big deal. And then there's the other times where you're doing what Tstew is right now and it's 45 minutes in, you're still on fighter sword green mail and you're just doing the best you can.
Tstew taking a nice refill here, remembering that buying upgrades actually does give you that much as a resource capacity. Very convenient as he activates his flute. Meanwhile, on Zelda's side, he picks up his first official crystal.
Yeah, but more importantly, I think than that, he picked up the small key to Swamp Palace there from Moldorm, so that's a good one.
That is a very important small key.
Yeah, especially since that's our 5-6 crystal here now. Unfortunately, Zelga doesn't know it, but if he had dropped down right there, he could have super bunnied to the dam. So kind of unfortunate for him, so he's going to have to come back and try to find that later.
Tstew's gonna check the big chest to Desert Palace, gonna pick up his 10 arrows. And he already used up his Desert Small key, right? So he can't actually even check Lamo, even if he wanted to.
And we know that that's probably not going to be a big deal for Tstew to get to, but kind of good news here. He's choosing the right rock to lift up here, because that's going to get him his Master Sword in just a second.
Well, good thing Zelda picking up that flute, because he's making these multiple Death Mountain trips a bit much more convenient.
Yeah, it's this is kind of interesting. I'm watching the runners just kind of ping around everywhere. He's gonna use this connector to get back up to the top of the pyramid here, because that is one thing that we've kind of not found yet. What are we, 48 minutes in, and there has been no sign of that pearl yet.
Speaking of items that have locations that have lots of item potential, Zelda finds GT in the caved or sword lock location of Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, but the thing is right now we're only there's only 3 items we can pull out of GT right now. So unless Pearl is sitting here on the torch, which it isn't, that's as far as we can go right now, because we've got no cane, we've got no hammer, and we've got no GT big key if we wanted to do a super early climb. I'm kind of wondering if Zelga's not going to be aiming towards the Misery Mire area there at the top, just because there's basically 6 chests that he could get out of that. Also, I guess we haven't cleared any of Hyrule Castle yet, but the thing is, there's exactly 1 chest in Hyrule Castle in logic here. It would be really funny if this first chest is the Moon Pearl, though.
Well, I'm not sure how silly these runners would feel in that case.
It's like you could have had if it was there, it would have been funny, because it's like you could have had the Moon Pearl within the first 30 seconds of the game. Don't you feel silly?
Yeah, it's like, why would you want to bunny shenanigans all this? You could have been dashing into the Dark Worlds.
Now we're gonna have a decision time here on Zelda. Do you want to steal this key from the blue guard in the boomerang room here, or are you gonna go check Zelda's cell? This is not a comfortable decision on either side, and yeah, he's gonna choose quantity over I guess intended path. We'll call it that.
It looks like he's gonna check a few entrances first, but yes, I totally understand. What Zelda wants to do, where he could go to with that small key, he can go all the way to the back of this cave and get Dark Cross.
Oh no!
I was gonna say, and the 3 chests in the back of this game, but he kind of got spit out at the other, at a really inconvenient / very difficult to open back up entrance.
He's not getting back through there. Yeah, that's the game going. Ha, you're fun, but he's bunny walking over here, and this is where the dam is, so he's going to be able to open this up here. In just a second. First, he's going to have to activate that Super Bunny state, though, so. Now, those entrances are kind of tricky to open up Super Bunny, because they don't spit you out on, the frame right outside the door, so you gotta kind of readjust yourself to get in there. So you can see when Zelda came in, he's checking. You can check if you have Super Bunny in, 3 different ways. You can, use the sword. If you can swing your sword, you're in the Super Bunny. If you can kick up some dust with your boots, you're in Super Bunny. And if you don't have sword or boots, the way you kind of do it is you got to look. Your sprite gets kind of jittery. I don't know a better way of saying it there, but they get very shaky almost. And that's the other way that you'll know that you're in a Super Bunny state there. So.
Yeah, it's certainly very worthwhile to learn the 3rd one, because sometimes you want to Super Bunny into the Mire Shed, and if you don't really know it, it's really kind of hard to tell, because you don't really kind of walk all the way over, or King's Tomb, right? You don't want to walk all the way to the end and then find out, oh, I'm actually not in Super Bunny. I have to go walk all the way back out. It looks like Zelda's want to put off that decision point a little bit longer. As we said, there are 6 viable locations you can actually get here in Mire, so choosing quantity over decisions. Getting guaranteed items versus getting maybe items that I have to reset out. Oh, meanwhile, tstew has actually made it over here to the Bombos tablet. And with his Master Sword, he's actually able to get this item.
And underwhelming. But
Yes, on Zelda's side, actually, the very first chest that he found in Misery Mire is the small key to Hyrule Castle. So forget what we're all saying about making decisions. he has that full area to clear.
all right, so he'll have to come back in here, come back in there in just a second. Luckily, he knows, for the love of God, don't check the entrances. T-Stew's about to get the bad news as well. He's bunny walking over to the right side. He's going to get himself spit out on top of GT and just go, come on, game, really? This is what happens when you play Crosskeys sometimes. Like, you get really excited in the early game. And you're just like, oh, sweet, I got boots. Oh, I've got mirror. Oh, my God, I've got glove. And then the game's like, yeah, but, oh my.
Oh my, indeed. Well, so I can only assume that you are reacting to the fact that Zelda has actually found the Cane of Samaria in a slightly dislocated chest inside Misery Mire.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's the key logic that got the that little exclamation from me there. That's locked behind 3 Mire keys. So, in order for that cane to be in logic, which means that we're not supposed to have that until quite a while in here. So now I don't know exactly how long. We don't know how long exactly it's supposed to be, but yeah, craziness.
It really kind of makes you wonder, like the runners have actually checked a good amount of the world, where these Mire keys are. And like kind of like it will indicate how late this he kind of intends for you to get the cane. Jeez, T-Stew, oh my gosh.
T-Stew, what are you doing, bud?
Okay, please find a heart or two to make ourselves feel a little bit better.
Okay, there's the heart. I think I'm not 100% sure. I think he's hit the switch. He might not have. So this could be a bit of a clenching Moldorm fight. Nope. Okay, he's fine. All right. I wasn't sure.
Yeah. I mean, he really had was fighting for his life there. And I'm looking at some chat. Did Zelda end up finding something that we had both missed while we were actively watching T-Stew fight for his life?
Yeah, he's got a hammer. So we're no longer kind of required to. Well, I guess no, we still don't have Pearl, but I was about to say we're no longer required to do entrances to get ourselves into Dark World, but there's still no Pearl. But that hammer does open up the well, and Zelga's going, yeah, I'm not wasting any more time, I'm going there. So there's another key to Misery Mire there, so that's key number 1 or 2? I'm not sure, actually. Tempered Sword. Okay, and key to Ice Palace, a key to Misery Mire.
Okay, all right. So yeah, I didn't actually quite see which chest Zelda ended up picking up the hammer, but the fact that that hammer locked 2 Misery Mire chests or keys kind of indicate maybe that there's some sort of like go get the hammer and then go get keys and then immediately come back and get the cane.
I mean, it does actually put stuff into logic there, which is well, put it closer into logic. It's not in logic yet, but it's closer, which is kind of nice. But yeah. Zelga's gonna go ahead. He's gonna dash his way down to Zelga's. Jeez, I did it again. Zelda's cell.
It won't be the first night for either of us tonight.
I mean, it's still, well. I mean, hopefully, it's the last time that he comes down here.
Yes, for Zelda, yes. But I mean, when T-Stew does it, I'm sure I'm gonna say something like, "Oh, well, T-Stew's gonna dash right to Zelda." I mean, Zelda's cell.
I'll let you have that call.
All
Don't worry about
it. Sounds good. Thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, speaking of more accessible locations now on Zelda's side, T-Stew here is in GT. He has the same set of equipment that Zelda did when he came here. Namely, he didn't have the cane, doesn't have a hammer, doesn't have hookshot. So he's only going to be able to check these 3 chests. Zelda, on the other hand, having picked up his bounty from Misery Mire, he has a lot more options to him.
And what's more important here is since you got that Hyrule Castle small key, it just kind of basically put the rest of all of this into logic for him, which is actually really good at this point because having lumberjack locking our the back of escape right now, you could have gotten yourself into a situation where the game is logically asking you to beat Aga 1 to get there. And you don't want that.
Yeah, especially since there has no lamp in sight, literally, on Zelda's side, because we have just black.
That I guess that does bring up a good point here about we are still 100% out of logic actually, but because this isn't like an open seed where you have the fire rod, that means you put the dark cross into logic and everything else there. No, all of this is still completely out of logic here. Now, we're having some fake flipper shenanigans over there on T-Stew's side. Got to be a little careful not to get pegged by any of those because that's an instant death right there.
Yeah, he did a really nice Insular fake flipper to get out of like Hylia Islands. I think it was like 2 bombs and 3 arrows or something. I've actually not seen that particular location done, but he did it very nicely.
Well, he might have to do it again here in just a second because there is a small key on the Zora ledge. And it's not in the back of Hyrule Castle either. There's just nothing there. So here we are at Zora. Zora is technically in logic. That's going to just be a small key, though, to Misery Mire. There's our 3rd Misery Mire key. All right.
All right. So we now know that Canis Maria, geez, all 3 Mire keys came out so quickly because 2 of them were just buried in the well.
Okay, so looks like T-Stew went for it. Is he going to try again? Yeah, he's going to loop around one more time there because he ended up getting himself into the water there the first time. Getting into the water the first time is the easy part. The hard part is you got to do it fast enough so that when you jump down the ledge here, you don't automatically like get caught. It's this. And he got it here the second time, so he's going to be able to pick this up. He's got to get to that ledge real fast before one of those Zoras let off a fireball, but yep, he'll be all right. There's the small key to Desert Palace. All right.
All right. Okay, T-Stew is probably not worried at this point. His heart is assuaged, and that he can now go clear desert to his heart's content.
And Zelga on the other side has decided, you know what, that's enough of this. I'm going to go and see where my Moon Pearl is, because if it's not on left side GT, or actually, yeah, if it's not in GT, then I don't know what to say. Because, yeah, logically it could be back here on the right side pretty easily as well, so... It's very, very, very rare that we can say, yeah, oh yeah, those 3 Mire keys there are completely in logic.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not something you just often even get to see. I mean, 2 small keys in the well for Mire.
Yeah, that doesn't happen that often here, because we're gonna use Samaria blocks over on Zelga's side there to just kind of take care of some of these tiles there. You just want to get the last tile broken before that wall master drops down, or else you're gonna have to wait for him.
Now, I had actually not paid, I think, enough attention to what the Aga 2 drop could be.
I'm gonna say it's the waterfall, basically the not the waterfall, the lumberjack entry there, because
okay.
That's the only one that I can think of right now that isn't that we haven't seen at least.
Okay, yeah, because we definitely saw Ganon before. We definitely saw use Spirit. Oh wow, what a nice pickup. Not quite the pearl that Zelda was looking for, but he does find silver arrows, so that will actually be quite useful if he can get to Armos.
I think he will here. I'm kind of surprised that he's burning a key on this side. Thought he'd just save it there and just go around the other side, but I guess technically with not having the hook shot here, it's not in logic to go to like Rando Room, but I mean, I know Zelda knows how to can do the bomb jumps across there without any problem. So I'm a little surprised he's burning a Ganon Sour a GT small key there, but fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if there's a bomb jump that Zelda doesn't know about.
Yeah, oh no, he pulls out ones that I'm only vaguely familiar with in times here.
Were you saying something about Zelda not having the hook shot, so he can't, so we have to like bomb jump to places on left side?
That's some ugly logic right there. That is some ugly,
oh my gosh,
ugly logic right there.
Hey, Zelda is also just one flippers away from being able to clear all of Swamp.
Well, we still have to find it. We still have to find the darn dungeon there. There's the big key to Swamp, like you were mentioning. So we're gonna have to, yeah, I guess so. Now we're gonna go left side because it just makes perfect sense now to do that. tstew is gonna go ahead. He's gonna put his. He's gonna go ahead and grab his things from the well here, put himself back into logic. He's running a bit behind Zelda right now, but like, to be honest, it's not a huge deficit. This is still well within the chances of, making a different decision on a dungeon. So, Zelda's running a bit ahead as he's now just got, he's got Butter Sword to go along with everything else. Man. So Moon Pearl in this chest? No? Okay.
That's the last GT small key. Oh game. Oh game.
Oh game. Game, if you don't put the GT big key in Rando Room,
yeah,
I'm gonna be very unhappy.
Yeah, what kind of dungeon key logic is this? After like 5 attempts here from Zelda using the boomerang that isn't normally used in energy, Zelda has decided to take an alternative approach.
I completely understand there that to get that red boomerang strat to work there, you kind of got to use the you typically need to throw it from just like a step out of the doorway there, and Zelda was trying to throw it, I think, from a bit too low, so it was snapping back a little bit too fast. All right, so Rando Room, do you have our Moon Pearl? There it is.
We found our Moon Pearl at hour and 5 in.
I mean, that makes sense with all of the GT keys and everything else that we've gotten here. As Zelda gets a little mirror bonk there, he'll have to reset himself.
Don't blame runners for mirror bonking, from somewhere in the pyramid, from the light world up top near Castle Tower back to the pyramid. I mean, it's not something that you often get to do.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy so far here. Where exactly are we going on tstew's side here? Oh yeah, we got to go to the back of Escape, of course. Silly. So he's gonna go check these things. Oh, hey, we got a front entrance to Turtle Rock, and for once we actually have the things we need to clear out these the items on the right side here.
Yeah, I'm curious to know if Zelda wants to spend his 1 Turtle Rock key to kind of keep going. Certainly, yes, this chest here, I think it's the Manila map chest, and then the fire lock, is it Crystal Roller Room, something like that. Roller Room. One of the rooms has 2 chests remaining.
Yeah, I don't think he burns his key here, just because, I mean, in your head, you assume that at some point you'll run into one of the other two chests, other two entrances there, and then you can easily get to the chain chomp room going backwards through it. Burning your, there are times where the game requires you to do that, as we grab flippers there out of that chest, but man.
Yeah, a very important find there, right? So as we said, that there that certainly does give that puts everything in swamp. You know, that Zelda has in logic. Well, once they find swamp, he can do all of swamp. But also, you know, I was gonna say that, you know, maybe we'll be able to see some Zelda, you know, shenanigans from Zelda, but with those flippers, he doesn't need to do anything silly. He just needs to, you know, go over there and pick up his Smokita Desert.
Yeah, he's going to be super excited to see that, now that he knows that it's useless and that there's no point in getting it. Now, that being said, we still haven't found a bottle yet. And we haven't found Sick Kid. Shenanigans can still happen.
Shenanigans can happen up to the point of basically beating Ganon.
That's fair. That is fair. That's fair. Even in Ganon at times there we can get some pretty interesting shenanigans. Now tstew is going to make his way. He's about to get his pearl and his other, well, I mean, what is it, like 22 items that he's probably going to grab out of here?
Yeah, so he'll find his silvers, he'll find his hook shot. All the items I'm sure he was totally expecting to see in GT. Oh yeah, and his moon pearl, of course.
Right, and he's just going to say, you know what, forget it. I'm going to go left first because I've got the boots, so I can just bonk myself over to a pretty easy bomb jump if I need to. Oh. Didn't quite hold up enough there to get that last bonk, but he'll get it this time. Alright, Zelda's deciding to run out of Zora's domain up here, and he'll go ahead and head somewhere else there. He's got more checks to do in the Dark World because we finally found the Moon Pearl.
I guess I'm curious to know what he wants to do. I guess because I actually thought he wants to go to the pod area. But then I didn't know if it was going to be faster if he saved and quit and then just flutes over to 5. But maybe he wants to go do something else.
Yeah, that's a good point here. I mean, from here, I think the traditional play is to go into Dark Shopping Mall, which is kind of where he's headed right now.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can use, that's one of using that whirlpool is probably about the easiest way to get over here. There's not really a great way. So that a lot of people end up kind of routing Catfish in with this area. So we'll get three new entrances here. See if we've got anything that's worth talking about. So far, that's a big fat no. Yep, that's continued a big fat no there. That's that was Cave 45 with 20 rupees in it. So yeah, nope.
Yeah. Meanwhile, tstew here is going to pick up his Moon Pearl very shortly in Rando Room. You know, he hasn't. He's done some pretty nice bomb jumps here to get over on the right side, or on the left side. He might be kicking himself once he does actual right side and picks up his hook shot.
Sorry.
It'll be right before he drops into Armos.
he's gonna laugh when he's like, wait, what? And then he's gonna go, oh yeah, I've got everything for that. But I think I wouldn't be surprised if there's a moment there where he picks up the hook shot and in his head he just kind of goes, that shouldn't be, until he realizes.
Oh yeah, and actually, you know, as another kind of slightly a slight time, I guess, gain for Zelda is that the silvers were on right side. So the fact that tstew chose to go left side first means that he's going to miss out on the silvers for just this particular fight.
Yeah, I mean, there's a pretty consistent setup with this. It's the basically the what was it, the 2-3-1. Oop, kind of slid a little bit too far there. But yeah, be fine.
Oh yeah, no. I certainly have zero doubts in my mind that both tstew and Zelga are very capable of it. But still, like I would say that silvers are going to be faster than
100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. But yeah, tstew, of course, like you said, not any issue with it. So he's going to head right side. He'll end up getting his silvers, and yeah, that I guess that's going to be about that. So. And then he's off to figure out exactly where he wants to go. Now, Zelga's got a bit of an advantage here as he picks up a bottle, so that's going to basically completely put Desert Palace out of his mind, unless it's a ped seed.
Okay. A little bit of a precarious dash there from Zelga. I was actually a little worried that he was going to get wall mastered, but you know, Zelga knows better than me. So I'm sure he wasn't worried at all.
Now I'm curious. Oh, so there's Pod in the vanilla back of Skull Woods area. All right, that's a bit hidden. We also know it's a pendant right now, and we got 4 keys plus the big key. So this is gonna be a bit of a decision exactly how much of this do you want to clear. If I'm Zelga. At some point here, I'm going to mirror out before I burn all my keys. And I'm going to check the pedestal.
That is actually a really smart decision.
But we'll have to see if he makes that decision here. He might end up just being like, you know what, I want the items because there's not 4 keys only puts the items in the dark maze and the map chest there in logic. tstew decides, you know what, I'm just gonna take a death warp. It's easier.
Yeah, he was on half a heart, just like right before he faced Moldorm. So certainly don't blame him for just taking that death versus mirroring out.
I mean, he's been on half a heart a lot in this game. In this feed, it seems like. I mean,
that is also a true statement.
It feels like he's just like, oh, nope. I took a couple. I've been blocking too many things with my face again, so I guess I better not get hit anymore. And everybody else watching just has to kind of sit here and hold their breath.
The spider shield is not doing anything for me.
Alright, so Zelga's got some bombs there. Pod is not paying out with anything, as we found Eastern Palace over on tstew's side, so now this is something new. We didn't see this on Zelga.
Yeah, I think Zelda hasn't been to Dark South Shore yet, and this is the Vanilla Hype Cave location.
Well, this is not one that he's gonna miss likely. Now, unfortunately, I was about to say, I was like, big key to Misery Mire there over on Zelga's side there. I was about to say, unfortunately, that's the big key to Eastern. But we'll have to see. Yeah, hopefully, dipping in here is not gonna lose tstew too much time as half magic and bombos there. Okay, yeah, Zelga's just gonna blow all of his keys here. He's gonna get everything that he can possibly can out of Pod, and then just I guess it's hope that this isn't a ped seed, which is probably a pretty smart play, honestly. It's not likely to be a ped seed.
Okay, so it sounds like then the only items he's gonna leave is the one on Helmasaur.
Well, yeah, as we get Quake out of the big chest there, he's gonna be leaving behind the Helmasaur here now, and he can easily get back to Helmasaur if he finds one of the other 2 pod keys hiding somewhere in Hyrule. So,
all right. Meanwhile, actually, it looks like tstew has picked up their first small key to Skull. Doesn't quite put Mothula in logic, but I think that gives him some options if he wants to go back and kill Mothula.
well, let's get your pedestal hypes in chat here. There's not too many things that it could be, but let's take a look. Yeah, we're not going to be getting that. No. But a map to what?
Yeah, Kane, why don't you tell us what the map's going to be?
I might want to know that my last pendant right now, although we're basically, what do we got here? We've got a choice between Misery Mire as our last pendant or Ice Palace as our last pendant, it looks like.
I certainly have not been keeping that close of an eye on map pickups, but I want to say that we had not picked up the Hyrule Castle map or the GT Tower map.
Yeah, nobody wants those anyway.
So also, could make that, map on the pencil even less useful.
Well, all right, so we're into the Dark Bonk Rocks over there on tstew's side. We're going to see if Agina is holding anything. He's holding 20 rupees, so yeah, whatever. So I'm guessing Zelga's going to go ahead and just say, you know what? Time to go finish Misery Mire. I am right here. It's right here. Let's take care of this and find out if I've got all of the information I need for my crystals today.
Yeah, he is coming back here with half magic, a lamp, already has a fire rod out. I mean, and he has silvers to take down Vitrias. This should be a very fast clear for Zelda.
Yeah, this will be fun.
For him and for us. Although I will say, it's certainly not probably the most creative kill for Vitrias.
No. I mean, to be honest, if he wants to get really fancy with it, he could always slap on his cape. Cape with butter sword versus silvers is basically equal. Okay, so we've got Powder over on Stumpy right now. He's taking a slightly different route from Zelga here, picking up a couple of other things. This is actually probably kind of a good thing for him that he's going a different way. Up until this point here, up until the Moon Pearl, both of the runners were kind of hamstrung in the amount of places they could go. So tstew had ended up kind of following Zelga in behind him in pretty much everything that he had done through no fault of his own here. The first 5 minutes of the game, tstew just unfortunately didn't have bombs, which cost. That was all it was. He didn't have bombs, and it was just kind of, man. It made it so that he couldn't get the what was I gonna say? He couldn't get into Thieves Town, and that put him behind on his pearl and not his pearl, but his mirror and his boots. There we go. I'm trying to get through all of that.
Yeah, and really, Zelda even safe-scummed out his Desert Palace clear. So even after that, tstew, while he was behind, he wasn't that much behind. He was still behind nonetheless. So if he continued to follow Zelda's footsteps and just do the same things, there was going to be probably less of a chance he's going to be able to gain some ground back.
All right, so now there we go. We've got the last of our pendants there. So that means we've got to find ourselves Ice Palace. So we've got to add a couple more entrances to everything else that we've got to find today.
Yeah, we haven't found ice. We have not found swamp. These we now know are requisite crystals.
And tstew, interestingly, going back through Laser Bridge, going the long way, that is a connector and a half right there. So that takes him. So the laser eye connector takes him to the Turtle Rock ledge. Now the first mirror spot, nothing. If either of these are here, like either of the dungeons that we're missing are here, it's kind of a big deal. But I guess not. It looks like, yeah, both of the runners had already checked Spiral Cave, so nothing of interest there. That is a nasty possible connector, though. I'd almost be surprised if Zelga even ever checks that.
Yeah, I mean, and given I guess like how much stuff that he probably now like wants to do is has open to him, like it's probably not going to be on the forefront of his mind.
Well, I don't think it's going to matter either because Zelga just found the much easier entrance in there.
Oh!
And Titan's Mitts in the lava
Wow.
chest.
Okay, that is actually quite interesting. I do believe that runners, that these guys have picked up separate TR small keys. I'm not actually quite sure how many are overlapping. But yeah, those mitts are locked behind 4 TR smalls, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. And well, I mean, to be honest, in this case, they're not gonna care that they don't have all of the TR smalls in logic here. They're just gonna be like, oh, good, I'm gonna use that. We're gonna go out the front here on tstew's side. Yeah, okay, that works for sure. He's gonna clear all of Turtle Rock here because he hadn't found the front entrance yet. So this pretty good routing by his point, just getting everything all at once here. He's being really efficient with his checks, which is basically the name of the game here.
Yeah, certainly this will, the fact that how he's clearing TR is certainly going to give him a little bit of time back over Zelda. And he did actually find, I believe, the second Castle Tower small key. Not that we're probably going to follow it, but at least it's here.
Well, what's more important is the flippers here are over in the roller room, tstew. So that's going to get him basically a little bit, I wouldn't say more equal, but yeah, he'll get a little bit closer there to Zelga, who's still been kind of leading here. He's having found Pod and kind of raided the medallions out of there. Let's see, there was also the key to Misery Mire, but that turned out to be a pendant and not have anything not anything behind it. So
Yeah, those mitts that Zelda and tstew both pulled out of lava chests now means that they can access the Misery Mire area. So that's a lot more entrances and potentially items now for Zelda and tstew.
yeah, at this point, they can access every entrance in the game except for, basically, well, we don't know about the Turtle Rock entrance. That's the only one we don't know. I mean, that could theoretically be Ether, and according to our tracker, it is. So that's the one entrance we do not have access to right now, because we've seen the Big Bomb, so the runners don't need to be doing that today.
Yeah, I'm sure both runners are really happy to be spit out of the Big Bomb location.
I mean, it ended up working out because GT was on the top of the pyramid, so it was kind of convenient. We're going to take that hookshot over in Hookshot Cave here on Zelga's side. Grab a big key to Turtle Rock, so that's necessary. Going to grab a big key to Ganon's Tower, and going to grab a compass. Okay, I was going to say, I was going for a big key.
To Eastern, maybe?
Well, I mean, right now we're missing the big key to Eastern, we're missing the big key to Thieves Town, and we're missing a couple of locations right there. The Compass of Disappointment. Oh yeah, that's perfect.
You know, also kind of an unfortunate placement of the GT big key, because that is a logically double trip right into GT itself, because we found the hookshot in GT.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the question for all of these runners to think about right now. Now, because of Rando Room. Oh man, you're gonna ask me GT key logic. I want to say Rando Room is locked behind 3 GT keys. I think it might be 4. So the runners are gonna have to ask themselves: is this climb now required? I've got all 4 GT keys. A lot of runners, once you get 4 GT keys, start saying, okay, the climb is now in logic. And while I was debating GT logic there, Mothula just exploded into a million pieces. Nice kill by Zelga.
Yeah, and also notably, well, I guess in this case, he also found his 5th key to Pod, so he now has an option of going back and killing Helmasaur for that last item if he wants to. I would imagine, though, it's pretty low on his priority list, especially if he knows that Pedestal isn't alive.
Yeah, that's basically a last location at this point for him. Like, you're not going to go all the way to the back of Skullwoods and then go from there. Like, nah. Okay, so let's get a little bit of an interesting look here on Zelga's side as we find the Bonk Rocks location there with the big key to Eastern Palace.
Right.
So there's one more of our big keys found. And tstew about to jump into his Mothula fight here with Gold Sword. I don't think he's going to be sticking around here very long. And, alright, 5. Alright, so 6 swings to the Gold Sword because Mothula is programmed extremely well.
At least he's taking more damage in Brando than he is in the vanilla game.
Yeah, don't try to kill Mothula in the vanilla game with a butter sword. It will not end well for you. We found Swamp on Zelga's side, so he's got a nice, basically, what do we call in here? 10 chests?
Yeah, he has also the big key too. And he has hookshot, he can clear everything.
So if he finds the Thieves Town big key, that will put him into entrance go mode. And with having access to everything except for the Turtle Rock entrance, I mean, if the game really wanted to get mean, it would stick Ice Palace there, but yeah, I would kind of go for you kind of have to definitely give the advantage at this point over to Zelga. Actually, okay, to answer a question in chat there, I was kind of making a joke. In the vanilla game, the way that Mothula is you're never supposed to have Gold Sword when you go over there. So if you end up kind of going and sequence breaking up and getting Gold Sword before you go to Mothula, well, what you're going to find out is that the Gold Sword does 0 damage to him. And you're going to have a bad day. As tstew gets the single arrow of bad words.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, when you said that if you face Mothula with Gold Sword, the fight won't end well. I was gonna ask you, so by well, do you mean actually end? Because it won't end because you can't do damage.
Yeah, you need the at that point you definitely just need the Thieves Town. You just need Fire Rod, and you're gonna want at least what are we talking here? One or 2 bottles, and then you're just gonna have to hope that the Fire Rod actually does the damage you're hoping it does. Oh, that is right. You can do damages with pokes there, but yeah, if chances are you're going to be hard pressed to remember that if you're kind of finding that out for the first time.
Yeah, younger me actually faced this in vanilla, and it was not a fun time, as you said. I did not figure out that you could poke him and do damage.
Yeah, it comes out where Gold Sword does basically what you would call like trap damage, like spike traps damages and stuff like that. So because Mothula doesn't take damage from spikes, well, he doesn't take damage from the Gold Sword.
Meanwhile, as we were, talking about Mothula here, Zelda has actually a really nice Argus fight. Try to actually get the quick kill. Unfortunately, I think Argus moved a little too close to him, so he wasn't actually going to be able to get all the puffs all at once. But still, very fast and nice fight indeed.
Yeah, and that's going to take that down right there. All right, so we found the Quarreling Brothers house over on tstew's side. So here's a connector. Zelga deciding to abandon left side swamp right now. Understandable play. Would be pretty nasty though if that's where his Thieves Town big key is, because not super hard to get back to. Abandoning left side swamp in entrance is usually a little bit less damaging than in other modes, just because you don't have to redo the dam over and over and over again, which is the biggest time loss of skipping left side swamp. But yeah, that's 2 items that he's leaving behind.
Oh, hey, we found another 5-item cave location. tstew is showing us Mini Moldorm.
I want to say this is the last 5-item location. Well, you were asking about that map to Hyrule Castle. There it is.
I'm sure. Oh wow, tstew. This is money cave here.
Well, if you can find a bottle now, he can go buy those potions he wanted earlier.
Yeah, hour and a half in. Well, I guess Zelda's found some bottles yet, but tstew still hasn't found a single one.
And it's time for Zelda, basically. I think he's gonna start prioritizing entrances here. He's gonna do pretty much everything he can to find Ice Palace and Eastern Palace. Eastern Palace is pretty easily found here, but now, stop me if I'm wrong here, but have we found the bumper ledge connector yet?
I certainly don't remember if we have, so I would like to say no.
Yeah, I don't believe we have either. And that's a fun one to find there.
I know that Zelda had checked the item, which is just 3 bombs, but I don't believe either runner's actually been up there.
Well, I'm trying to think. Yeah, what else is missing?
You mean in terms of items, or?
I'm thinking of like entrances right now. Because we just checked hammer pegs, and Zelga's about to redo it here on his side. I'd say I'm starting to wonder if that ether medallion is going to be needed. That'd be pretty terrible. Yeah, because unfortunately, it turned out that the Misery Mire entrance there, we can add that to the list of places we can't get to. Right, the one of 2 places we can't get to, because that's ether, and neither runner has that. And between the 2 of them, because tstew and Zelda took different routes once they got their Moon Pearl, so I think we've seen almost anything, which means that unfortunately for tstew, this pod dip that he's about to do is gonna get him nothing. Well, he's got 5 keys though, so maybe he finishes this.
Man, I was gonna say, if the Thief's Town big key is on Helmasaur, like that's a really big advantage then for tstew.
See, that's the thing. I mean, yeah, Zelda right now, Zelda has the advantage. That is 100% the case. I'd give Zelda the advantage here. But that being said, as long as you've still got an item out in the open there, then things can change pretty quickly there. All you're going to need at that point is you need tstew to go ahead and tstew to do something a little bit different there, and there you go. That's a good point. Yeah, the vanilla pod entrance hasn't been checked yet, because when we were over there, we were only there in the bunny form, I think. Zelga's just gonna get. Oh no, he's not. Oh, okay. I thought he was gonna give his Smith to Trinex there.
He just wants a buddy to go fight Trinex with.
Well, he's gonna lose his buddy if he does that. I think. I'm pretty sure that if you pick up a crystal, you lose your follower.
Yes. But during the fight, though, he's got the moral companion.
And we'll have to all get really sad when the Smith goes here. So, I guess it's one of those things. I sometimes I have trouble remembering which one it is that you lose the follower on, whether it's a crystal or a pendant. But yeah, it's a crystal. So if you pick up your crystal, your follower is going to go bye-bye.
Yeah, so I actually learned the reason why you lose your follower when you pick up a crystal is because the game actually considers the crystal to be a follower, but it's not for a pendant because of I believe it's like because of TR's actually vanilla prize, which is like Zelda, and Zelda's a follower.
Ah.
You can only have one
Okay.
follower, with you at a time. So that's how I remembered it.
Zelda was going for some backdoor strats there on Trinex, it's the much faster way to do that. But the kind of the biggest trick with doing that is you've got to make sure that you don't accidentally, tap him with your toe, and it looks like that's what happened to him. Ended up getting him down without any problem here. Picks up as 100 rupees, and say goodbye to Jeremiah there, because we'll have to come back and get him here in a few minutes. But more importantly, that's going to be crystal number 4 for Zelda here, as he's still looking for his Thieves Town Big Key to go along with his other couple of items. Well, other couple of entrances, actually.
Yeah, it looks like Zelda just accidentally dashed a little too far, kind of falling off the edge there. Actually, yes, so we have one more entrance that looks like Zelda's going to check, which is the Vanilla Ice Palace location. I believe after both runners pick up their mist, they were not able to come here? Or they hadn't come back yet.
Yeah, no, that seems to be the case here. So into Ice Palace for here, and we just find the big curiosity shop there. So if you want a fire shield, you could go ahead and spend 500 rupees. I mean, Zelda, you got the money. Why aren't you doing it?
He probably thinks with Ren Mail and 14 hearts that he doesn't need a fire shield. I mean, I will think otherwise, Zelda, but I'm the one here sitting watching him, so.
He's obviously not thinking about the advantage of having the fire shield on blind. No, I mean, the shields are...
sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, shields are useless. They're completely useless. I mean, if anything, they just actually slow you down in the game a little bit. They introduce a little bit of lag into the game. So I have seen runners feed their shields to the little. I know they're not called likes in the game here, but yeah, the little guys who eat your items.
Yeah, unfortunately, they can't eat your mirror shield. Which by far is the shield that causes the most lag.
All right, we're still looking for stuff over on T-Stew's side here. I mean, the more locations that I see these guys check, the problem for T-Stew is that he's gonna have to at some point almost make a odd play, like, because not finding his Ice Palace or anything like that, he's gonna have to do a play that seems maybe strangely timed, but could actually work out for him. As we get a compass to Tower of Hera in the Eastern Big Chest. Because that's another advantage for Zelda over here is that his first trip through Eastern is going to be his only trip, because he's coming in here with the Eastern Palace Big Key, where unfortunately for T-Stew, he'll have to go back through again. Now, it's not a super long trip for T-Stew, but I mean, any additional trip that you take is gonna add a bit of time to your total.
Alright, tstew's gonna give us, I think Zelda did not check this when he was in the area in the Dark World. This is where Magic Bat is.
That's not helpful. So if I'm tstew right now, he's got his flute out. I'm kind of hoping that he flutes down to 6 and gets into that mire area. He's got to push that advantage just a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like he just probably wanted to tie up some loose ends kind of before diving the main area. Like, because at this point he must know that he's missing, at least a few dungeons right on his side. Like, and this is probably where he's gonna have to spend some more time on.
Yeah, and we're gonna get him his Eastern Palace big key here at least, and pretty quick he should be able to get his swamp clear taken care of as well. Now the question for him is if he's gonna do left side or not. Zelda skipped left side, and like any match in Rando, as Zelda takes down his Armos Knights for crystal number 5. In any rando mode, if you skip left side and something's on it there, that can lose you the game really easily.
Yeah, and also kind of, I guess this is probably good for tstew in that there's nothing of importance in terms of items other than the crystal on the Eastern Palace clear. So he's not definitely bottlenecked. He has to go back and beat Eastern now. Yeah,
luckily he can save that for when he's in go mode or something like that. Hopefully in go mode there, but it's gonna depend on where is Ice Palace.
Also, where is Ether?
Man, that's the thing.
We found the ice rod, item number 1 for, what was it, Zelda, right? And, we're like, okay, no ice rod hunt today. And somehow the game still managed to manufacture, potentially another ice rod for us.
Yeah, that's always the way it is. It's like, hey, here you go. Here's your ice rod. Oh, sweet, my ice rod. Oh, by the way, you're going to need a medallion to get into an entrance today. And since I can put medallions anywhere, good luck. All right, so Hobo, I want to say tstew's been over here for this because it's a map to Ganon's Tower. Okay, so I guess we hadn't been over here for that probably, but yeah, that's also we can add that to the not exciting part column, I guess. Yeah, Zelda is just doing everything he can to check all of the little locations that he's got left. We're off to go pay the monkey to open up Palace of Darkness for us, and he's hoping that Ice Palace is in there, because if it's not, I think the decisions are starting to be pretty awkward. As tstew's gonna go left.
Yeah, there are 2 items here, which certainly is actually now among probably the most dense locations for Zelda. Wow.
Oh, sick kid with a piece of heart. Okay.
All right, so nothing lost certainly on both sides.
I'm just waiting with bated breath here to see what's on left side, because this is a massive moment for tstew. If something is over here, he goes from being a bit behind Zelda to, I'd say, much. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say a lead, but it would change things in a big way. All right, test number 1. That's awful. my god!
gosh! tstew with the left side swamp play, finding the big T to Thieves Town, which is Zelda's Go mode item.
That is huge. So now it's a race against the clock now for Zelda to go back to swamp and clear it here. Now, I think for him though, he's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna do all of this. I'm gonna do all of this. I've got this and this and this. I mean, he might even go so far as to do the GT climb before he goes back to left side swamp at this point.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, I totally forgot actually that GT climb was actually a thing.
Well, here he's found the entrance up to bumper cave. Now it's not going to have anything here. Now, chances are, I think we still might need ether. So, I don't know.
We haven't found Ice Palace yet, so. And the scary part is, at least for Zelda, is, you know, tstew with that Thieves Town big key, he's just gonna go back to Thieves Town to clear it, and if ether's there, you know, like Zelda's really running up against the clock then.
Yeah, so I mean, here's the thing for Zelda. Zelda needs to get to left side swamp, and at that point, he can get back into Thieves Town and maybe just from there. Now, the thing for tstew is he needs to get up to Hookshot Cave. That's where he's going to find his Turtle Rock big key, which he doesn't have. I think he was going for some setups there, and it kind of just didn't quite work on him. I mean, it's about, we're almost to the 2-hour point in this game, and at some point, especially when things haven't been going super smoothly for the runners there, you're going to see, I wouldn't say panic, but you would see a little bit maybe less clean execution as we take down Argus over on tstew's side. That's going to be crystal number 3 for him. Now, Zelda does have, it looks like Zelda has a pretty big lead, but to be honest, 2 dungeons that tstew needs to clear are going to be really fast, and what's more importantly is he's got access to Thieves Town right now. So if he goes to Thieves Town really fast, and say finds ether in there, I at that point I'd almost go, oh, this is probably tstew's match. This is that Thieves Town big key was such a big swing.
I think I've heard the saying before, you know, like skipping left side swamp has never won you races, but it's always lost you races. Certainly hoping that's not the case for Zelda's side, you know, if you're cheering for Zelda, but I mean, it certainly can be dangerous to skip left side, despite, you know, people's reluctance to do so.
I mean, I remember a fairly famous seed that I played with Zelda as, yeah, here comes the GT climb. Okay, if you're a Zelda fan, you're gonna hope for Ether Medallion up here. I remember a pretty famous one that a bunch of us played, and Zelda was a part of it, where it turned out to be a Fighter Sword Trinex to get your Moon Pearl, which was fun.
That sounds awful.
Yeah.
Who wants to do a fight like that?
But the reason I remember that it was terrible. The reason I remember it is because both me and Zelda finished that seed at probably about 10 minutes behind everybody else, because both him and I at the very end decided, you know what, we're gonna skip left side swamp, and there was like a big key or something over there.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It was already a ridiculously funny seed, so at that point when you get into something like that, you just kind of laugh. So I don't know if I'm going to be reminding him of that at the end of this here, but we'll see. We'll see exactly what happens, as he's going to make his way up through the gauntlet pretty quick, as tstew is going through connectors right now. Okay, so this is the bumper ledge connector here for tstew, so he'll get the information that this is not where he wants to go, and where we want him to go is into Thieves Town.
Yeah, meanwhile, Zelda is actually, yeah, as you said, making really quick work here of the gauntlet.
I mean, between the red mail and his butter sword, Silver's half magic and fire rod, and his just generally great execution, not surprised that that went very quickly. Okay, so this is good for tstew because this is where his hookshot cave is. So as long as he doesn't do something crazy at this point and climb GT, everything should be okay.
Yeah, also, I was also initially worried for him that he was going to go, clear desert, and try and like see what the green pennant has. If he spends any time in there, that's definitely time to give it back to Zelda. But I'm very happy that he hasn't actually gone back and kind of kept up his time advantage.
Okay, big moment coming up for Zelda in just 2 rooms here, because he's going to start opening chests, and if he finds the Ether Medallion up here, then we can probably go... we might want to start getting really excited there as well, because that means I think the climb would be required. That's just 20 arrows.
And then also, I assume he's gonna go and defeat Agatha, because I think you said something that we think that it's the lumberjack location drop.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. Okay, so there's our mitts in logic.
Wow. Okay, you have to go climb GT at least till that point, and then you can go back to TR and beat Trinex. No problem, Kate.
See, that's the thing with climbing GT in this thing, because you can get all four. Oh my.
Alright, so I guess our suspense is going to be kept a little bit longer, because we don't know what that shell is going to lead to.
Oh, this is starting to get kind of ridiculously entertaining.
I know, I couldn't ask anything better for Game 3.
I mean, I think both of the runners right now are just kind of like silently screaming, or maybe audibly screaming. I don't know.
I want to say this is 2 and 2 so far for Zelda. Alright, no, the first one was a triple then. So Agatha taken down very quickly. That was a really, really fast GT climb.
Alright, so it looks like the first one that tstew is going to decide to go to is Eastern Palace here. So he's going to go knock this out. At this point, he's got to start knocking out dungeons, because I think we might end up tied here pretty quickly. That shovel is going to complicate things for a minute, though. So, alright, let's see what was behind the GT climb today. It is just bombs.
3 bombs! Alright, so we have one more hope here for Shovel on Zelda's side.
And that's an interesting thing. So we did the GT climb. Hey, Zelda, eagle-eyed viewers there in chat there noticed that Zelda only has 25 out of 27 things found. He's missing the big chest here in GT, so that's why we're going back into GT right now. Because he's not interested in the 50 rupees on the torch, but he doesn't want to leave behind the big chest.
This is also something else that's going to separate tstew and Zelda. So when tstew was also in GT, he didn't have the GT big key, and so he's cleared all the basement. So in this case, tstew does not actually have this item. So if this item's nothing, this is more time given back to tstew. If this item is ether, then this is definitely something that Zelda could potentially have on his side. We're assuming that ether is going to be necessary.
Yeah, we're gonna find out now. I mean, like, I'm just sitting here kind of knowing how I feel about Crosskeys sometimes. I'm very surprised if the Ether Medallion's not hanging out in Thieves Town now. It's very likely that it's not, just because there's an equal amount of luck placements for that Ether Medallion right now. That thing can literally be anywhere in the game. It's not going to be in GT, though. So now if tstew hurries and gets to Thieves Town, because I feel like Zelga's gonna have to probably thinking right now, oh god, it's in left side swamp because he has nothing else available. Or he's gonna go check the shovel. I'm not sure where he's going.
Maybe he's gonna go back and get the smith. And he's gonna combine that with the shovel.
That makes sense. That makes sense. All right, so we're gonna go on tstew now. We're going through through Turtle Rock, so this is gonna be a super fast clear on his side because Trinex does not take. That's one of the nicest things about doing entrance is Trinex takes about 10 seconds.
Does Zelda not do dig game?
Zelda did not do dig game.
Okay, alright. That's good for us to remember. Alright, so I'm certainly hoping that he didn't end up forgetting to do dig game. But, you know, certainly there's no harm done here because it was just 20 rupees. But I'm sure on his mind when he, if he ended up forgetting earlier and then just realized he needed dig game, now it's like, oh, I could have had this, you know, an hour ago.
Man, though, at this point, anytime that you're using more than like 10 seconds, though, you're just kind of going, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. I mean, these are intense races, because you know exactly how good your runners, how good the opposite runner is, and you get a little bit of you've got a little bit of knowledge of like the seed and how fluky it is. Okay, shovel time. Let's take a quick look. It's nothing. The GT climb is a complete bait. So, but like if you go back and look at some of the results of the past couple of races here, like a lot of the runs at this late stage in the tournament, you know, they don't go much over 2 hours, if at all. So knowing that, you are going to be in just at some point you're going to be thinking, I have made mistakes. What have I done wrong? What do I need to do? Thieves over on tstew's side, we're going back into Thieves Town. So this could be the moment right here for tstew.
So I do understand that Go Mode Thieves Town is not too much different than non-Go Mode Thieves Town, but I guess I'm curious to see like if he ends up checking the remaining items here.
Oh, he has to. Like he hasn't found Ice Palace yet, and I think like at this point, I think both runners have to kind of realize like they've undoubtedly got the map tracker out in front of them. Like, in fact, I can actually see Zelga's map tracker there. So they've got to know that there's really only 2 places left that the sucker can be. It's the worst possible location, which is kind of a Crosskeys meme. But yeah, they're probably I think they'd have to know they need ether. That'd be an interesting question, though, to ask them in the interviews, though, is when did you realize that, oh god, I need ether?
Yeah. When did you realize that ether was a new ice rod?
Yeah. And you had to climb GT to get your gloves actually into logic.
Alright, 3 more checks in Thieves Town to go for tstew. Unfortunately, just a compass in the attic chest.
Alright, purple chest, what do you say? Blue goo, that's not bad, but not what you want at this point.
That is not what Zelda is looking for.
Oh, yep, here's another one.
I can't remember if tstew ended up doing this. I want to say no.
My Spike Cave is one of those that you always end up getting, like at the very last second there. That is just there's ether in the maiden's chest. Called by our tracker there, Be Liberal today. Big shout outs to her. Also big shout outs to our other tracker, Oddwalls there for clicking the buttons there behind the scenes. That always you know, always a huge thank you to them.
Yeah,
As, that's
yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say Oddwells was also the our tracker who pointed out when Zelda ended up safe coming desert.
right. That's true. And yep, unfortunately for Zelda, he has now realized, oh no, I did the thing. Why'd I do the thing? And he's back into the left side.
Zelda certainly may not have a positive reaction for when he ends up seeing that the sound big key is on left side. To Zelda's credit, though, I mean, think about how much he has cleared in this seed. He has cleared all of Desert, save some bit, and he's cleared all of Mire, and kept it. But I mean, like, he's cleared basically 2 full dungeons over tstew right now, and a ton of overworld checks. And he's what, like, you know, like a minute or so behind.
He's probably more than that at this point.
One Thieves Town clear.
Yeah, he's got to do all of Thieves Town again, because I mean, and like you said, there's no way to make that back go faster. It's kind of slow at this point. So we're gonna tstew has got that the Thieves Town big key being over on left side swung this entire race here, and check number 1 is not in Misery Mire, so we got to go all the way up the mountain.
All right, we're literally last locationing Ice Palace.
and you can see from the sword slashes there that tstew is not happy about last locationing Ice Palace. He doesn't know that he's got the lead right now, because there's just no way when you're racing one of these. Like you're into the 2-hour plus point when you're racing, and you're expecting to see a dot done from your opponent. You're just expecting it at every second. You're probably looking down at the little notification there, just waiting to see your opponent has finished, and then you sit there and you get sad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, I certainly wouldn't be surprised if both runners are thinking, like, why isn't my opponent finished yet? Like, what's taking them so long?
I guarantee right now Zelda is feeling worse. Just because seeing that Thieves Town big key there, like, this is assuming that this is Ice Palace. I mean, it's gotta be, or else we have questions.
Yeah, given how long Zelda spent looking for that Thieves Town big key, I'm sure he could say that he could have had this, what, like 25 minutes earlier?
Probably, yeah. All right, so tstew is going in. Zelga's going into Thieves Town. We have found Ice Palace. This is going to be a go mode Ice Palace for tstew here. So assuming that he can land Icebreaker and everything else without any problem, this should be much game.
Yeah, something pretty terrible have to happen to tstew here.
Did tstew not hit the switch? Well, he has the big key, right?
We have all the keys we need.
Yeah.
So
I saw him do that before I looked down at the tracker. I was just like, no. Oh wait, no, you're okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly just like muscle memory, because, well, you know, because like in normal open modes, right, you like the chance of having the Ice Palace big key is like very low, right? So you always just almost like, flip the switch at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Like unless you grab the big key out of the Pen Gator room there, you're gonna go back and flip the switch for sure. All right, we're all ready to cold stare on tstew side, as Zelga has now picked up his Ether Medallion, and that's going to put him into go mode because he knows it's in one of two locations here, and he's just kind of hope that he chooses right.
We can see on tstew's side why the gold sword is behind the 5/6 crystal in the vanilla game. That damage to gold sword is certainly quite high. Very fast, nice cold syrup, clean, clear on tstew's side. That's his 7th crystal. He is ready to go face Ganon in the Lost Woods.
Yeah, it'll be a nice, quick trip for him here. It's gonna choose to save and quit, probably save and quit out to Sank, and then just dash over there. Probably about the same as mirroring and fluting to 3 at that point.
Zelda demonstrating to us that he doesn't need any fire shield to fight blind, picking up his 6th crystal. Oh no, this is 6th crystal. So, I mean, honestly, it's like he has 2 interests left to check. I can only imagine he's gonna go to Mire first, because that one's faster.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's the right thing to do in that case. As tstew's dropping into his Ganon fight here, he's got much better layout than he did at the beginning of the game, that's for sure.
Yeah, actually, still some, he was on what, 3 hearts for probably at least half an hour or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I remember jokingly getting excited when he got like 5 hearts at like 45 minutes in or something crazy like that.
Yeah, and also, yeah, like he didn't have a sword, so he was doing everything with bombs. He didn't have bombs initially, so he was really behind earlier with like not having the mirror and the boots. I mean, yeah, that left side skip for Zelda was just quite the turnaround.
Yeah, we're already into phase 3 over here on tstew's side. He's got his silver arrows ready. Ganon's gonna start complaining about silver and gets the torch glitch there, gets him in the middle of the room. He'll get a double off of this, and then he's got to get one more silver arrow into Ganon, and that is going to be the win for tstew there. He's going to move on into the next round, eliminating zelgadissan from the tournament there. Get your GGs into chat there for tstew. He's just got to cross this little thing, and that will be that. And there it is.
Yeah, according to our ZSR bot, tstew has officially finished in first place with a time of 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 45 seconds. GG's, tstew.
Man, what a crazy race.
That race. I mean, this just really shows you that you can't ever call Crosskeys races or things who's ahead or behind until the very, very end.
Yeah, no, things can swing on a dime in this mode. It's such a fun mode to play. It's extremely difficult. I will say this. This is probably, I'd say, outside of throwing something crazy like, hard damage tables and, enemy, all sorts of craziness like that. But as far as like our relatively playable modes, this is the most difficult I would give it.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of variance in Crosskeys races, right? It's just like we watched on tstew's side. He was running around for what, like 30, 35, 40 minutes on incredibly low health, right? 3 to 5, whatever hearts. Yeah, he was trying to do everything with bombs. He didn't have a sword. I mean, like, you have to like really know a lot of tech and know how to play safe, right, in order to get the things and still be efficient. Yeah, talk about efficiency there. Like, that icebreaker from Zelda is really pretty.
Yeah, I mean, Zelga's not exactly far behind here. He's gonna, I mean, everybody saw on tstew's side how quickly he got through Ice Palace here. Zelga is gonna be right behind him, and then he'll get his way into the Ganon fight. I mean, I won't be surprised if Zelga still pulls this under a 2:15. Honestly, like, might be a bit close though with travel time. So
at least they fixed the save and quit delay. I don't know
That's
if people
true.
remember back in the I think it was like the V31.4 days or something. There was a recent patch that fixed the save and quit delay from like was it 3 seconds or something to basically nothing.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. That save and quit delay was just absolutely killer for the longest time there.
Yeah, actually, the first time they introduced it, I think it was because they needed some stability for the MSU packs, and I didn't realize that was a thing. So then, you would watch runs, and then you would be wondering, like, why isn't the runner like doing anything? Like, it's like, go and select Link's house, guys. Like, you can start, you can keep going, and it's actually they actually physically move.
Oh. Alright, so that's crystal number 7 there for Zelga, and he is gonna make his way over to Lost Woods like we saw tstew did, and he's gonna finish this game out. And it does look like we are joined in chat now by the winner of this best of 3 match, tstew. GG's there, bud.
GG's tstew.
So, I mean, at the end of the game there, I kind of saw a couple of extra sword swipes, things like that. How were you feeling towards there at the end?
I don't know. I was just really scared about what was gonna happen. I wasn't sure if I was ahead or not.
I mean, you had a very difficult early seed there. Like this game decided you were going to get boots, you were going to get mirror and everything like that, but you weren't going to get anything to actually you weren't going to get any health for the longest time.
Yeah, I was on 3 hearts for a long time.
I think we were joking about it that you ended up with I threw you a little mock celebration at I think at 45 minutes in when you finally got your 5th heart or something. As Zelga's on his Ganon fight here, he got the exact same setup you did. You had a very clean Ganon fight there, and he's got Ganon down. He's exploding here, so get your GGs into chat real fast for Zelga. He is going to cross the line here and hopefully come in here in just a minute. Looks like I can already see him in the waiting room there. And sure enough, Zelga has finished the race there with a time of 2:15:01. So, tstew, what do you think kind of was the difference in this match there overall?
I think I heard it was like left side swamp, Thieves Town Big Key.
Yeah, that's definitely what it was there. We're joined in chat now by ZelgaDissan there. Well, GG's there, bud.
Yeah, GG's.
Yeah, GG's Zelga. You ran a really great race.
Yeah, I don't feel too bad about my decisions. I've definitely felt like I was behind getting to the Moon Pearl, and then when it comes down to either going back to left side swamp or Helmasaur King as the last 2 options in the game, I knew I wasn't going to win this.
I mean, the early part of this seed there, I mean, neither of you got Moon Pearl, I'd say, till almost close to an hour there. That sucker was buried pretty far.
Yeah, I was definitely beyond an hour. I don't remember quite how far. But yeah, I just didn't go to Meyer, and everything was locked behind Meyer. So yeah. I don't, like I said, I feel like overall I made good decisions here. If you give me the option again to skip left side swamp when I'm missing Eastern and Ice, and Mini Moldorm Cave, and I have a GT climb, and I don't know I need Ether, I will skip left side swamp 100% of the time. So it is what it is. I'm not going to complain too much.
So I guess at some point, you had the choice of going back to GT for the big chest versus going back to left side swamp. You just weren't ever going to go back to left side swamp at that point?
At that point, I had just finished the climb to GT, and it put me right by the GT entrance. So whenever I saw Lumberjack with nothing, I was just going to go right back into the big chest. I figured I might as well just full clear the area before I leave again.
Yeah, you also did something I think that I at least hadn't seen very often. You ended up save scumming a green medallion.
Yeah, once I got to Sahasrara, I realized all of a sudden the only things that I had gotten in that whole trip that mattered whatsoever were a couple maps. So I just kind of figured, see what the rest of the stuff is in the Dark World, and then I can save scum the key and see right side desert. And then as long as it's not a pedestal seed, it shouldn't have mattered. But overall, I don't necessarily regret it. I regret save scumming the Hyrule Castle key a little bit more. Although I never actually used it. I just didn't go down to Zelda Cell, so that was another time waste. But yeah, when I did that whole southern loop, there was nothing even on Laser Bridge. I just figure, I might as well just... I'd get more value out of the key than I do this green pendant.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting there. tstew, you at the beginning there, you went directly into... it looked like you had set up a save scum for the Desert Palace key, but then you ended up keeping it. Just curious what happened there.
I was gonna save scum it, but then on Laser Bridge, I accidentally hit save and continue instead of continue.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, sorry.
After that, I was just gonna scum it, but yeah, I kind of messed up.
I think you ended up finding the Desert Palace small key, maybe not necessarily shortly afterwards, but you did find it later, right? So maybe you felt a little bit better?
Yeah, that was just on
Zora Ledge, I think.
Yeah, Zora Ledge.
Oh yeah, that's right. You Ancilled your way over there. Did you give any more thoughts to go back to Desert than to clear it later?
Never really felt like the best play at any point. Once I got the big key, I pretty much... it just wasn't really worth it, I don't know.
Well, it ended up working out for you because you found out that the Desert Palace was just going to be was just the green pendant there, so it wasn't exactly high on the list of things you needed to clear, I think. I mean, all in all, though, I would definitely say that you guys should give this race a watch. This thing was some high drama there for a while. It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, a ton of fun, and also just actually quite an amazing a display of execution. I mean, so Zelda, certainly just looking at your finish time and how much you ended up clearing, an extra desert, an extra mire, an extra GT climb, and your final time still 2 hours and 15 minutes is quite impressive. tstew, you were basically on low percent for 45 minutes of the seed.
Yeah, like I said, I essentially full cleared this whole game, so I don't necessarily... Yeah, basically just what I keep saying. I don't think I made awful decisions, but sometimes Rando just puts things not in your path, and that's how it is. I feel like I lucked out just even being this far into the tournament, so if doing an extra GT climb is what ended up killing me whenever I've kind of lucked some wins by GT climbs, I think it's more than fair.
Well, then with that, you guys, it's I don't think we got anything else you want to say there, Zelga, since I guess this is kind of your goodbye from the tournament.
No, just GG's to tstew, and thank you guys. I think you comped literally all 3 races of this. Thank you so much for handling.
Yeah, if nothing else, you could go back and rewatch this race, and the series just to listen to Days Cloud.
No, God no.
I mean, Days, like they just, like you could say anything, like just ignore the parts where you badmouth Zelda a lot. Okay.
Only once or twice.
Just GG's. Thanks everybody for putting on an awesome tournament. Glad I was able to take part and make it as far as I did. And cats tend to drape their tails over you as a symbol of friendship.
Thank you, Zelda. Truly appreciate it.
Always there with the cat facts when we need them. And tstew, you're moving on there to face Lin here in basically the last round. Well, not quite the last round of the loser bracket, but any idea if or when I imagine you probably haven't talked to him yet, but any idea when we're going to be seeing those matches?
Not sure yet. I don't know when we'll be able to.
Well, hope to see them sometime soon here, because more Crosskeys is good for everybody.
Even at this point of the tournament, I mean, the talent pool is just so high for Crosskeys, right? I mean, like, as we just saw actually in this race today, like Zelda versus tstew. I mean, this is kind of the high caliber matchup you just expect. You2 certainly did not disappoint whatsoever. Except I didn't get to see Moldor and balance from you, Zelda. I'm sorry.
Sorry. They just kept hiding and putting the hook shot before I could even do it.
All right. Well, I guess with that then, wrap up here. Any final words there, tstew?
GG, Zaga. And thanks for coming, you guys. And thanks for the trackers as well.
GG's tstew and zelgadissan, and yeah, good luck tstew with your upcoming matches. And thank you very much, Days Cloud and Clearmouse, for your usual awesome commentary, and also thank you Bliberal and Oddwells for doing tracking tonight. So not sure when the next Crosskeys matches, as we said, are going to be coming, hopefully soon. But actually Lin is streaming right now. I think he's almost done, but I'm going to send you over to him for a little bit after we're done. So thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks to all my lovely volunteers, and we hope to see you soon. Have a good night. Bye.